येतोय का? हॅलो,
हा येतोय सर, येतोय.
व्यवस्थित येतोय सर?
हो व्यवस्थित येतोय.
ओके, थँक्यू सर.
Welcome, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Nikam,
Is
sir.
there anybody calling me? Yes, sir.
Sir,
Please.
is Mr. Hirade sir is with us?
Yes, sir had joined.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
Sir
yes, I
had
have
joined.
Yeah. Damone sir also is with us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I have seen you, sir. Let the participant join. We will give for 5 minutes to join the session 3.
मनसुख सर वेळेत होईल ना?
हा सर, नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार नमस्कार. वेळेत होईल ना?
हो सर अगदी येस सर.
ठीक आहे, आम्ही सकाळपासून जॉईन आहोत.
थँक्यू सो मच सर. आपल्याकडे कार्यक्रम खूप छान घेत आहे सर. तुमच्या न्यूज स्टेटसला असतात, पहा तुम्ही. Shall we start, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sonu sir is there with us. Yes, sir. I'll start.
Hirad sir, are
Yes, sir, I'm-
there or not?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome,
Oh, okay.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll start, sir, because you're going to start the recording, you know. Good afternoon, one and all, once again in the session 3. I welcome you all, the dignitaries, the resource person, the Honorable Mr. Kishore Hirade, sir, from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi, India. And the chairperson of this session, Honorable Dr. Gayakwad, sir, from our college. I welcome you on behalf of this organizing committee of this conference to the multidisciplinary internationally conference on impact of COVID-19 pandemic on economy, sustainable development and health of global society once again. At the very beginning of this session, I request my colleague, Professor Santosh Damane sir, to introduce the resource persons in the session. Over to Professor Damane sir.
I am audible, sir.
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
Thank you, Professor
Proceed, sir.
Bansode, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the multidisciplinary international conference on an impact of COVID-19 pandemic on economy, sustainable development, and health of global society. I take this opportunity to introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Kishore Hidle, an expert in management and economics. He has completed MSc in mathematics from University of Pune. Later on, he pursuing his PhD in management from University of Pune. He is working as an officer, accreditations and rankings, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi, deemed to university under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. His achievements are IIFT achieved the AACSB accreditation in the Business and Economics program during his tenure. IIFT cleared the eligibility test stage first for AMBA accreditation. He worked with core committee of Symbiosis International University. Thanks to Kishore Hidde sir for giving his valuable time even when the NAC committee visited his institute today. It is an honor and a privilege for us, sir, to have you with us today. I will also welcome all teachers and my dear friends. Thank you. Over to Professor Bansode.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a kind introduction of the dynamic personality of the resource persons. Honorable Mr. Kishore Hirade, sir. Thank you for, sir, you have take out your time, even though you are very busy. We communicated with Santosh Damane, sir. I welcome you, sir, again. Now, may I request the resource persons, Honorable Mr. Kishore Hirade, sir, to take over the dais for the session. Honorable Dr. Kishore, Mr. Kishore Hirade sir is going to talk on the topic and impact of economy, sustainable development and health today. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Santosh, for nice introduction. And I'd like to thank the management and the organizing committee of this college. Please allow me to off the camera for the healthy bandwidth so that the audio will clear.
Yes, sir.
Sure,
Sure,
sir.
sure,
You
sir.
can. Yeah.
Please allow me to present.
Yes, sir. You can. You are the co-host, so you can
Okay.
present.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's visible.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So every one of us facing the challenges of COVID-19 from last 2.5 years. So the study behind this COVID-19 is to prepare for the future sustainable development goals. So quick introduction about COVID-19. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Audio-
And whether my screen
Yes.
is in flow with you?
Yes.
Yes, sir. The
Yes,
current
sir.
of slide is introduction.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID-19 pandemic is the biggest challenge facing humanity after the 1819 flu pandemic that we all know. That after around, on an average of around 60 to 65 years, there is some pandemic that we heard from our past, either father or grandfather, so on. So this is the pandemic which is different from the previous one. The pandemic is also poses some massive challenges to the achievement of sustainable development goals. Meeting this challenge requires a comprehensive investigation of the impact of the pandemic on sustainability. So that to sustain in such pandemic needs a proper investigation, proper study in the coming areas. So developed countries are committed to studying education sustainability, while developing countries have shown greater attention to economic sustainability during the epidemic. The analysis also shows that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought negative effects on 17 SDGs, matlab, self-development goals, whereas the pandemic may also bring opportunities to another 14 self-development goals. Now, before the pandemic, the world had been making progress, although uneven towards the global goals, so that the accelerated actions were still needed in most areas. If you see the figure, it is the figure, yeah, the graph of poverty, and it is expected that the 6% of poverty of the global population would still be living in extreme poverty. That is the expectation in 2030, before the pandemic. The global maternal mortality rate ratio had also declined by 38% between 2000 and 2017. The number of persons suffering from hunger and food insecurity was on the rise, even before the pandemic. Now, during the pandemic, of course, there is a decline in GDP. Everyone heard that after pandemics, GDP drastically changed. The pandemic abruptly disrupted implementation towards many of the SDGs and, in some cases, turned back years of progress. The crisis has touched all segments of the population, all sectors of the economy, and all regions of the world. In 2020, the world faces the worst economic recession since the Great Depression, with a 4.2% expected decline in real GDP per capita. World trade is expected to plunge by 13 to 32%. COVID-19 may have caused the equivalent of 400 million job losses globally in the second quarter of 2020. That we all know that many of the workers from Pune or from Maharashtra lost their jobs and went to their villages. So this is the most challenging. So this is the slide from the World Bank website, and it shows that the GDP is declined in 2020 in negative. It is around -7 and beyond. So you can feel the impact of COVID-19. So the next is the declination in FDI, that is foreign direct investment. It is estimated that foreign direct investment could decline by up to 40%, and remittances to low and middle income countries are likely to fall by 20%. So this source is from the World Bank website, and it shows that the remittance flows are expected to fall across all World Bank group regions, most notably in Europe and Central Asia. It's around 28%, 27.5%, followed by Sub-Saharan Africa 23.1%, South Asia 22%, the Middle East and North Africa 19.6%, Latin America and the Caribbean is around 19.3%. So the FDI is almost declined. Now education system, all of us know. Remote learning remains out of reach for at least 500 million students. Of course, it is true. Those are poor and those have no any such type of facilities. Many students are far from the education since these last 2 years, and the impact of this will be very large in coming years. There is impact on school education. In schools, mostly students when uh, in schools, we have seen that schools students sit in the school, chat with their friends, and in that way they develop their skills, their senses. In this pandemic, almost all students are in house, online teaching. There is no gathering, there is no communication, and in that way the senses of students or kids developed less as compared to before the pandemic. Higher education, almost there is no doubt there is a problem in placement, and of course I can't say anything. And in this pandemic, the implication shows that there is increase in violence against women and girls. It is on the type physical, sexual, and psychological. Cases of domestic violence have increased by 30% in some countries that we have heard news in and during lockdown. Agriculture impact on agricultural loss as a farmer perspective. That many of us are from farmer agriculture background, and we have observed that even producing good yield, we have not got any marginal cost. So the pandemic has been affecting the entire food system and has laid bare its fragility. Border closures, trade restrictions, and confinement measures have been preventing farmers from accessing markets, including for buying inputs and selling their produce, and agriculture workers from harvesting crops, thus disrupting domestic and international food supply chains and reduces access to healthy, safe, and diverse diets. So this is the big loss of farmer because they have not get the price for their product which they should. Millions of agriculture workers, waged and self-employed, while feeding the world, regularly face high level of working poverty, malnutrition, and poor health, and suffer from a lack of safety and labor protection, as well as other types of abuses that we have heard. Health and hygiene. COVID-19 responsible for at least 5.5 million excess deaths. So this number is from WHO, World Health Organization. So we observe that there are 5.5 million deaths all over the world. With the COVID-19 pandemic testing even the more developed healthcare systems globally, the foundations of India's healthcare system have naturally also been shaken. So India is also the part of major impact on healthcare system. India's private healthcare sector has contributed significantly and accounts for about 60% of inpatient care. So this is good sign that India is doing good in healthcare as far as vaccination and other services. There are opportunities, of course. The pandemic accelerated existing trends in remote work. So because of this pandemic, we are in online mode. E-commerce is also increased and automation with up to 20% more workers than previously estimated, potentially needing to switch occupations. Remote work and virtual meeting are likely to continue, albeit less intensely than at the pandemic's peak. So this is the report from McKinsey and Company. So the increase in e-commerce from 2020 to 1519 to 20. So there is lot of increase in e-commerce, online buying and selling. Nowadays, nobody wish to go to shop for standing in queue at least 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Because of heavy hello.
Hello.
Ah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, because of the NAC ongoing meeting, so I have very little summarized the hope the
Okay.
committee
Okay.
will
No
be
issue,
happy.
sir. No issue. Bansode, sir, are you there? Hello. Bansode, sir.
निकम सर कंटिन्यू करा मला त्यांचे नेट गेले बघा हो ना त्यांचं सर
Okay.
निकम सर
Let. Yes, sir. Yes, I will.
बनसोडे सर
Thank you, Hirade, sir, for your session. I understand that whenever the NAC visited to institute, then what is the mentality of the faculties or any member? So thank you for this session. Now
Thank you.
I request to the session chairperson, Dr. Gaikwad CS, sir, to take a charge and present their views. Gaikwad, sir.
Sir, here the light has gone.
Maybe yes,
net-
yes,
net-
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. BS Bansod, sir,
Yes,
you
sir.
can take a charge.
No, I will call Gaikwad, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes.
Because of the electricity disconnect in this time.
Okay, okay.
Okay, no problem.
Bansode, sir. BS Bansode, sir.
What if, sir, anyone can host, any other person can host this session, chairperson?
Yes, actually, I had requested to Bimra Bansode sir, but
Hello,
I think
hello.
they didn't get my.
Nigam sir.
Yes, sir. You can act
Hello.
as a session chairperson, and
Sir is joining. Sir is joining.
No, no. I
Vice
called Gaikwad sir.
Vice-
He is joining.
okay.
You
Okay.
admit.
Sir is joining.
Yes.
हॅलो सर, आवाज येतोय माझा?
Yes, sir. Yes.
व्यवस्थित येतोय सर?
Yes, sir.
थँक्यू सर, थँक्यू. सरांचं सेशन संपलं का सुरू आहे?
झालं.
ते आमचं नेट गेलं होतं मध्ये, त्यामुळे मी लेफ्ट झालो होतो.
No issue, sir. Gaikwad sir.
Cannot start video आले सर.
Okay. Let it be.
Sir, make a course to Gaikwad sir.
No. You can start now, sir.
Failed to start video camera. Please select another video camera in setting. तो जाने दीजिए सर, अभी विदाउट कैमरा ही करते हैं, बिकॉज तो भी सेटिंग में दिखा रहे हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि अभी सेटिंग करे तो और भी लेफ्ट हो जाएंगे. So I'm so sorry, I'm not visible but audible.
Sir, start camera once again. Start video once again.
My video, sir?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. In my computer there is a problem. So I can't.
Sir, you can continue with off camera.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, sir. Can I start, sir?
You can.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kishore Hirade, sir. इस तीसरे सत्र के रिसोर्स पर्सन श्रीमाननीय किशोर हिराडे सर ने जो अभी कोरोना पेंडेमिक के बारे में ग्लोबल स्तर पर इस महामारी ने विश्व को कैसे पूरे तरह से ध्वस्त किया है, इसके बारे में सर ने जो अपना व्यू रखा, अनुसंधानात्मक जो अपनी दृष्टि रखी, उसके लिए मैं सर का पहले आभार मानता हूँ. सर का विषय था एन इम्पैक्ट ऑफ कोविड-19 ऑन इकोनॉमी, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट एंड हेल्थ इश्यूज. तो सर ने स्टार्ट में से लेके इस पूरे विषय को बहुत गहरी तरह से अपने सामने रखा है. इकोनॉमी को लेकर जागतिक स्तर पर क्या क्या कौन से प्रभाव हुए हैं, हेल्थ के इशू के बारे में कौन से प्रभाव हुए हैं, शाश्वत विकास जो हम करना चाहते हैं विश्व में, तो इस महामारी ने विश्व के स्तर पर जीडीपी के बारे में सर ने जो बताया, 2020 में ग्लोबल लेवल पे जो जीडीपी का है वो डिक्रीज हो गई है, कम हो गई है. फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट में भी बहुत सी गिरावट आई है. शिक्षा का क्षेत्र अगर हम लेते हैं जिसमें हम काम कर रहे हैं दोस्तों, तो वो क्षेत्र में भी इस कोरोना महामारी ने बहुत सा असर किया है. जो स्कूल पर प्रभाव है, उच्च शिक्षा पर प्रभाव है, इस प्रभाव से सर ने बताया कि 500 मिलियन स्टूडेंट्स कोरोना महामारी से शिक्षा के क्षेत्र से दूर हो गए. ये बहुत ही ग्लोबल आंकड़े हैं और सर ने पूरे रिसर्च के साथ ये पेश किए हैं. और सर ने कहा है कि इस कोरोना महामारी से हिंसा भी बढ़ी है. वैसे देखा जाए तो महिला और बच्चों में बहुत सी हिंसा इस काल में हुई है. साइकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट लगता है मुझे कि जो अभी ये पेंडेमिक आया है और पेंडेमिक के वजह से जो दिमाग खुला हो रहे लोगों का हुआ है, खुला यानी कि बहुत से लोगों के जॉब्स चले गए, बहुत से लोगों को टेंशन आ गया, और कुछ और भी कारण है जिसके वजह से ये पूरे विश्व में हिंसा का क्षेत्र भी बढ़ा है। सर ने कृषि क्षेत्र के बारे में, एग्रीकल्चर के बारे में भी बताया कि फार्मर्स है, लेबर्स है, इन सब पर इस महामारी का बहुत बड़ा असर हुआ है। हेल्थ एंड हाइजीन इशू पर भी सर ने बताया कि 5.5 मिलियन डेथ्स यानी कि मृत्यु हो चुके हैं इस महामारी के दौरान ग्लोबली। और हमारा देश का गौरव है कि हमने 60% हेल्थ सर्विसेज पे काम किया है इस महामारी के बीच में। सर ने पूरे विस्तार से ये पूरा अपना जो रिसर्च व्यू है तो हमारे सामने रखा है। मैं सर का आभारी हूँ कि इतने बड़े बिजी शेड्यूल में उन्होंने हमें टाइम दिया है। मैं अभी पार्टिसिपेंट से विनती करता हूँ कि अगर आपको कुछ प्रश्न पूछना चाहते हैं तो आप पूछ सकते हैं। ये सत्र हम प्रश्न पूछने के लिए खुला करते हैं। ओवर टू यू सर।
थैंक यू सर। एक्चुअली पैंडेमिक ये इतना बड़ा इशू है, अगर इसके ऊपर हम रिसर्च करें तो कम से कम हजारों बच्चे पीएचडी कर सकते हैं या स्कॉलर निकाल सकते हैं। इसमें बहुत बारीक बारीक टॉपिक है जिसके ऊपर हम रिसर्च कर सकते हैं।
बहुत ही बढ़िया सर, आपने जो दृष्टिकोण रखा है इतना बढ़िया रखा है। मैं थोड़ा लेफ्ट हो गया था 2 मिनट के लिए।
मैं एक्चुअली अपने फैकल्टी मेंबर से एक गुजारिश करूंगा, रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि जितने भी इनकमिंग जो 2 साल से जितने भी रिपोर्ट्स आए हैं, चाहे
सर।
वो वर्ल्ड बैंक हो, आईएमएफ हो या आरबीआई हो, अगर जिनकी इसमें दिलचस्पी है वो चाहे जरूर वो रिसर्च को स्टडी करें, उसमें उनको जरूर उनका रिसर्च मिलेगा, उनको पीएचडी में ग्रोथ मिलेगा, वो और
यस
अच्छा
यस
रिसर्च रहेगा।
यस सर, ये बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट होगा अपना अनुसंधान का कि देश के बारे में हम जब सोचते हैं तो
Yes.
ऐसा ही रिसर्च होना चाहिए।
एक्चुअली मैं बिकॉज ऑफ बिजी शेड्यूल में ज्यादा इसमें कवर नहीं कर सका, क्योंकि इसमें हर चीज को डिटेल में अगर लेते तो कम से कम 1 आवर या बहुत कुछ टाइम जाता।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, आपने जो भी समय
मैंने
दिया
उसको
उसके लिए हमें
एक्सट्रैक्ट में लिया और ज्यादा से ज्यादा कम समय में लेने की कोशिश की, ताकि आफ्टर लंच मुझे भी पता है बाकी लोग कितना उसके ऊपर ये करेंगे।
थैंक यू अगेन सर। कोई पार्टिसिपेंट अगर प्रश्न पूछना चाहते हैं तो प्लीज ये सत्र खुला है, आप प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं। सर मुझे लगता है पार्टिसिपेंट से कोई प्रश्न नहीं आ रहा है, तो ये कार्यक्रम आगे लिया जाए।
Thank you, thank you. And once
Yes,
again,
sir.
I'd like to thank the management of this college and of course organizing committee for inviting me in such a wonderful conference. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bansore sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Please proceed the event.
So, sir, can you permit me to leave this?
After vote of thanks, you can.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, just 5 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Hirade sir, for joining with us and gracing with your sweet words on this occasion. I also thank you, Dr. Gaikwad sir, for chairing the session. As a part of duty of the organizing committee, may I call upon Professor Vishal Nikam sir to propose the vote of thanks of this session.
Yes.
Over to
Thank you, sir.
Nikam sir.
Yeah. Very good evening to all. Honorable President of our institution, Honorable VG Patil Sahib, the Principal Dr. Vinod Sonone sir, Vice Principal Dr. Chetna Patil Madam, all my colleagues and dear participants. It has been such an honor to be part of this wonderful event. On the behalf of organizing committee, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Mr. Kishore Hirade, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Delhi, Thank you, sir. You are presenting your talk for this session. Even the NAC peer committee visited to your college. I am very much thankful on the behalf of organizing committee. My sincere thanks to Dr. C.S. Gaikwad, sir, for their kind appearance for this session as a chairperson. I am also very thankful to all the participants and students. With the permission of chair, I declare that the session is over. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
for
Thank you
the
so
vote
much.
of
Yes,
thanks,
sir. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Viraj, sir. Dear participants, we are moving towards the last part of the conference, that is valedictory ceremony. Shall we start the valedictory ceremony, sir? Professor Bansudi, Rahul Bansudi, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, within 2 or 3 minutes we will start. Dr. Chetna madam is there. Hello.
Bansuri, sir. B.S. Bansuri, sir.
I'm here. Sorry for the disturbance. Due to net congestion, I was left.
Okay, if the net connection bandwidth is low, then you can, sir, off video and then talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shall we start, sir, with the permission of the convener of this conference, Rahul Bansudi, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dr. Rajput, sir, is there with us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Very good evening, one and all, once again. I welcome the chief guest of this valedictory ceremony, principal of Godavari Parulekar College, Talasari, Dr. Bhagwan Rajput sir. Dr. Rajput sir has published many books, especially on folk literature of this tribal area. He has published at a time 5 books on different communities of tribal folk literature and other communities living in Dahanu, Talasari, and Palghar district. Sir is working on various committees of University of Mumbai. So sir has a very vast teaching experience. Thank you once again, and I welcome you from my heart of hearts for being present and being with us on this occasion as the chief guest of this valedictory ceremony of international conference. Dear participants, the valedictory ceremony will go through the feedback from the participants, a report reading by the organizing secretary of this conference, and then the valedictory speech by the honorable chief guest, Dr. Bhagwan Rajput sir. And at the end of this valedictory speech, we have vote of thanks. After that, the program will come to an end. Please note this. So, at the very outset of this program, I would like to invite the feedback, live feedback from the participants. So, may I request at the very beginning, Professor Dhananjay Chandansive from Siddhartha College, Mumbai, for his valuable feedback about this internationally conference. Over to Dhananjay Chandansive, sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Since morning, we all are carefully listening this conference, and your college, Arts, Commerce, and Science College on there, having the great opportunity on the topic of an impact of COVID-19 pandemic on economy, sustainable development, and health on global society. So on this perspective, this is a real time that you grab this opportunity during the COVID pandemic, and really the listeners are gain the knowledge, and it is very much informative conference, multidisciplinary in relevance e-conference that you held, and we really congratulate you, all of you, on this particular occasion. It was very nice and very, very informative, thoughtful guidance by all the participants, particularly ma'am and sir was really that videos and that all, is grateful for all of the audience and for college, and the selected topics of the above said conference is very informative and current relevance. How people face the issues and during the pandemic, and what vaccinated, and how the people thinking on this. So all the speakers eminently importantly focused on the theme of the conference, that is we all are benefited. Absolutely, sir, is very nice, and all the topics very informative and nicely explained, and very beautifully coordinated technical team. Your principal really appreciated your management. We thought that if it is offline, then we all were there. That I also closely associated your college, and listening the morning. That is very wonderful conference, and I feel that the overall conference is very well and successful. So really, we all are very happy to listen your conference, and your technical team do work together very nicely. Little technical problems are there, but still, these are not in the hands of any individual, but we all are enjoying your conference, and really uh, it is a successful conference, we can say, overall, and the topic is very much relevant, and those resource person you allocate for this conference, they are very much expert in their subjects, and so that it becomes a international conference really in the sense, and particularly your management and your principal, that is, we all appreciated your management that do this kind of opportunities for the academicians, and hope in future also that we are with you, and thank you very much, sir. Nice
Thank you.
conference.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for your sweet words. And thank you for encouraging us all, the staff members of our college. Thank you, sir. After that, may I request Dr. Smita Chaudhary, ma'am, to express her opinion on this occasion. Apart from the sweet words, we want to bitter words also for the development of the activities in the future also, sir.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon. I am Mrs. Smita Chaudhary from AP
Yes,
Science
welcome,
College,
ma'am.
Nagopne. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes. Proceed, ma'am. Yes, you are audible.
Sir, I firstly congratulate Arts, Commerce and Science College Onde Palghar, their management, IQSC cell, and especially organizing team of this e-conference for successful e-conference. Now it is very successful international e-conference. Since today world is facing a big problem of COVID-19, and in that situation you are taking this conference means it is a very nice thing. So here, this particular conference, it gave us a platform for researchers, for academicians, for professionals to express their views and their ideas to how to face these COVID conditions. It gives us very good knowledge. Now, in this conference, all the sessions were very informative. They gave us very good knowledge. There were sessions of eminent personalities like Dr. Pankaj Girase sir, Dr. Kinjal Ahir madam, Mr. Hirade sir. Now we got correlations about COVID and TB from Prashant sir's lecture. Then there was 3 minutes video of Dr. Kinjal Jain madam. It was very effective. She also explained the effect of COVID on economy. Even from the last lecture, Hirade sir's lecture, we got the effect of impact of COVID on children, agriculture, on domestic violence. So this conference was very much wonderful and useful and effective to us. So I am very much thankful to organizers to have such a conference. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for your sweet words, ma'am, for appreciating our efforts. And definitely your appreciation will motivate us for taking the initiatives for this kind of activities in future, ma'am. Thank you so much for your sweet words once again. After that, may I request Professor Devisri Sonone, ma'am, who has started her career of professorship from our college. We are proud of her. I request Devisri madam to deliver her opinion and feedback about our conference over here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Hello.
Yes. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Proceed, ma'am. Yeah. You are audible.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, one and all. I, Devashri Sondavne, Assistant Professor of Mulji Jetha College, Jalgaon. Here I take this opportunity to express a few words related to this institution. Sir already said that I already work in this institute previously and find myself lucky to serve and be a part of these various scientific activities of this institute. This institute helped me to grow in my career. I'm glad to attend such a valuable event and being a part of it. Today, we got a valuable guidance related to any impact of COVID-19 pandemic on economy, sustainable development, and health of global society. From our today's conference chief guest, Dr. Pankaj Girase sir, Dr. Kinjal Ahire ma'am, and Mr. Kishore Hirade sir. Thank you for your valuable words and sharing scientific knowledge. Thank you so much. Lastly, I would like to thank this institution and organizing committee for organizing such a valuable conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the feedback for about our conference. Now, may I invite the organizing secretary of this international e-conference and the vice principal of our college, Honorable Dr. Chetna Patil, madam, to read the report of this conference. Over to Dr. Chetna Patil, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, ma'am. Yeah, proceed, ma'am.
Yeah, just a moment.
Yes, ma'am. Take your time.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Dr. Chit.
Yes, proceed, ma'am.
To of this international e-conference. Before that, I'll like to welcome Dr. B.A. Rajput sir for this session as a chief guest. I'd like to say that this international e-conference, which is being held in our college for the first time in, it is a, as mentioned, it is a history, it is the first international e-conference which is being held in our college. The idea that struck ignited my college colleagues. I'd like to mention their names: Professor R.P. Bansori sir, Professor Sachin Ingole sir, Dr. T.A. Rajput sir, Professor Vishal Nikam sir, A.K. Pathade sir, and today host, which is who's handling this conference, Professor B.S. Bansode sir. And this idea, when it struck my colleagues' mind, we decided to start the journey of this multidisciplinary international e-conference, which is on the topic and impact of COVID-19 pandemic on economy, sustainable development, and health of global society. At the beginning, we decided to jointly organize it by Commerce and Science Association in collaboration with IKSC of our college, with the prior permission of our principal, Dr. Sonavne sir. Formed organizing committee for the same, the management of our college has highly appreciated our initiative and granted permission to organize this international e-conference. After that, we decided to invite for the research papers, which is to be incorporated with ISBN number and which is going to be published very soon. We have overwhelming response for the from the faculty's research scholar for this event. Almost 27 papers so far have received to us. In addition to this, we have invited eminent speakers from abroad and across the country. I would like to present one of them. This conference was held by inaugural function, 3 plenary sessions followed by a valedictory ceremony. The president of the function inaugurated the conference Dr. Pankaj sir delivered a keynote speech in the session 1 and the chairperson of the session were Dr. P.D. Maske sir. In the second session, Dr. Kinjal Ahire madam was presented as the resource person and the session was chaired by Dr. C.Y. Patil. The third session was again session by Dr. Hirade sir and the session was chaired by Dr. Gaikwad sir. Coming to the valedictory session, I'm very thankful for of Professor Devashri ma'am and Dr. Smita Chaudhary ma'am for giving their valuable feedback in the valedictory ceremony. Dr. B.A. Rajput sir of Principal of Talasari College present here for the valedictory function who is with us right now. And I'm thankful to all the dignitaries, resource person, participants, students, principals, all the members of organizing committee, our teaching and non-teaching staff who have incorporated for this international conference. It's been a small effort from all of my staff, and it is from my side, my sincere apologies towards this. Thank you everyone for making this conference a successful event. Thank you once again. Over to you, Bansude sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Dear participants, I know very well that we are eagerly awaiting the valedictory speech by the chief guest of today's ceremony, Honorable Dr. Rajput sir, the principal of Talasari College. Now may I request Honorable Dr. Rajput sir to deliver his valedictory speech over here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Sir.
Good afternoon to all. It's my pleasure that Urde College give me opportunity to say few words. Honorable Sri Vijay Patil sir, the president of institution Sanjeevan Gramin Vaidyakiya Sahyata Pratishthan, Onde Vikramgarh. All the well-known resource person, Dr. Girase, Dr. Pankaj Girase, Dr. Kinjal Ahir, and Mr. Kishore Hirade sir, who talk on various topics in the conference. The principal of the college, Dr. Vinod Sonone, the vice principal, Dr. Chetna Patil, and all the participants. At the very beginning, I congratulate the principal, vice principal, and the organizing team for such a wonderful international e-conference on relevant present situation. I thank you all for inviting me, the chief guest, for valedictory ceremony of multidisciplinary international e-conference. On the topic and impact of COVID-19 pandemic on economies, sustainable development, and health of global society. And dear participants, we all know it very well that COVID-19 pandemic affected not only education, but also more or less all sectors like economy, sustainable development, industry, farming, small scale business, and most importantly, health of people. All over the world, we as the stakeholders of education have experienced that our routine life has suddenly changed due to this COVID. We saw that it is caused a great loss in the history of human being. After the pandemic of the plague, and it is a big challenge before us today, how to adapt and cope with this situation. However, all the stakeholders are trying their level best to cater to needs of students through online delivery of lectures by adopting technology. But unfortunately, most of the students who live in remote and inaccessible area like Mokhada, Jawhar, Talasari, Dahanu, etc. where there is no even the facility of electricity for the away from education today. They are deprived of education by the present situation. I know that resource person have talked on this topic from different perspective, and hence this international e-conference proved to be the intellectual feast for the faculties, research scholars, and students. Your college has provided the platform to share their knowledge and ideas. Really, it was well organized and was the wonderful conference. I congratulate the organizers of conference once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Really, this pandemic situation has taught all the sectors who are working in them. We are working in this tribal area. We know that how the students and the people, local populace of this area have been affected due to COVID-19 pandemic. And so thank you for your sweet words and being present as the chief guest on this valedictory ceremony, sir. Thank you so much. Dear participants, it's a pleasure and duty to express gratitude towards the dignitaries present on this occasion, and therefore may I request the convener of this international conference, Professor Rahul Bansuri, sir, to propose a vote of thanks.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Sorry for the interruption. Yes, sir. You are audible. There is an announcement. Let me announce that announcement, and then I will hand over to the charge of it, sir. Dear participants, the link will be shared with you in the group of WhatsApp and on live YouTube channel. After successfully filling in the feedback form, you will get the certificates, and it will take 1 week for getting and issuing the certificates. Please note it. Thank you. I request convener of this conference, Rahul Bansuri, to take over this virtual dais to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. A very good evening, one and all. I am here to propose to vote of thanks. I am Rahul Bansuri as the convener of this conference. It is my privilege and duty to express deep sense of gratitude towards the dignitaries, the research persons, research scholars, colleagues, students who have directly and indirectly supported for the conference. Dear participants, Commerce Science Association, in collaboration with IQSC of our Arts Commerce Science College, Onde, Taluka Vikramgarh, District Palghar, has jointly organized a multidisciplinary international e-conference and an impact of COVID-19 pandemic on economy, sustainable development, and health of global society. So I extend my sincerely to the vote of thanks to the president of Sanjeevan Gramin Vaidyakiya Samajik Sahayata Pratishthan, Onde Vikramgarh, and the inaugurator of the conference, Honorable Sri Vijay Patil Sahib, for being present and inaugurating the conference with your valuable words. I also express my heartfelt gratitude to the chief guest, Dr. A.D. Sawant sir, former Pro Vice Chancellor, University of Mumbai, and Vice Chancellor, Jaipur University, Rajasthan, for his wishes for this conference. I am also grateful to the chief guest, Joint Director, Higher Education, Konkan Division, Panvel, Honorable Dr. Sanjay Jagtap sir, for his best wishes on this occasion. I am also grateful to the eminent speaker for the conference, Dr. Pankaj Girase sir from South Africa, Dr. Kinjal Iyer madam from Gujarat, and Dr. Kishore Hirde sir from Delhi, I am thankful to the principal of Talasari College, Dr. B. Rajput sir, for being present as a chief guest and precious words for the valedictory function of this conference. I'm also thankful to Honorable Dr. Chetna Madam, the Director of the institution, Sanjeevan Gramin Vaidike Samajik Sahayata Pratishthan, Onde Vikramgarh, for being present and grace us with your precious words. I am also thankful to Principal of the college, Honorable Dr. Vinod Sonone sir, for giving permission and support for this conference. I am also thank Coordinator of IQSC, Mr. Bhimrao Bansode, Mr. Anil Pathade sir, Dr. C.S. Gaikwad sir, Mr. Sachin Ingole sir, Mr. Nanabo Thakre sir, Mr. Vishal Nikam sir, Dr. T. Rajput sir, Dr. P.D. Maske sir, Dr. Y.K. Patil sir, Mrs. Rohini Borse madam, Mr. Santosh Dhamone sir, Mr. Lakshman Parad sir, Mr. Vipul Tandel sir, for their valuable support in all sense. Without their support, this conference could not have been successful. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all research scholars who have sent chapters for the book which are going to publish soon. I also thank to all students. I am also grateful to all the members of organizing committee, my dear colleagues and non-teaching staff who have taken efforts for making this international e-conference a great success. Thank you all once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, all the participants once again. Dear participant, as I announced that you will get certificate after a week after filling in all the feedback forms successfully. So take the notice of it. Vishal Nikam, so over to you. We'll start. We will stop the meeting.
Yes, sir. We can end up the meeting.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.